Hi, my name is Brianna, and this is my presentation for my signature assignment for Intro to Lifespan Development. So let's get started. First, out of all the movies she let us pick from, I decided to watch Green Book because it caught my attention the most, and I really liked learning about this real life story event that happened. First, this story follows Dr. Don Shirley, who is a famous pianist, and Tony Lip, who is an Italian-American bouncer at a club. So here's Tony and here's Dr. Shirley. As you can see, Tony is driving Dr. Shirley around because they decided to go on tour. This tour and concert takes place in the Deep South in 1962, and this movie is based in Bronx, New York. They find an unexpected bond connection after their travels, which helps them both development and their cognitive and social emotional development. And this book is called Green Book because in the movie, also in real life, there is a green book that helps guide for travel and vacations for African Americans to know where they can and can't stay. And during this time, there was a lot of racism and segregation, and it was, especially in the Deep South, very frightening and scary for African Americans to go out in the dark or even be seen in places where they weren't accepted and allowed. This is a real life story. Here is the real Dr. Don Shirley, and here's the actor, here's Tony Lip, and here is the actor. And this image, that is his last tour, and in all of his tours he's playing in front of white Americans, and they obviously only see him for his talent and not for his intelligence or elegance. And he is refused from sitting down and eating dinner at the place where he is supposed to perform. Tony is his bodyguard, so any interaction they get with, he sticks up for him. And shown here, he says he's the main event. And after he's refused multiple times, Dr. Don Shirley refuses to play if he isn't able to eat and sit down. They still don't allow him, so he ends up leaving and walking across the street to eat somewhere else where he is accepted. And everyone there looks at him because African Americans aren't used to seeing elegant and successful people during that time. So when they do, they kind of find it weird that he's there. So after that, in the restaurant or in the place where they're eating, he decides to play, and he, as shown in the image, is very happy, and that is one of the happiest scenes he is in this whole movie, because he talks about with Tony that he struggles with even being too African American or being too white, because for his African American community, they think he's too elegant, he's too stuck up, and he's too intelligent for the way he acts and the way he dresses. Anywhere they see him, he's in a suit. He doesn't let his anger get the best of him. And for the white Americans, he is too black because of his skin color, and they only see him for his talent and nothing else. He also struggles to make connections, and Tony kind of helps him with that. He talks about his issues with his family and with his ex-wife. But after a while, he opens up to Tony, and in the end of the movie, he kind of becomes a part of Tony's family. However, Tony's family comes from a very racist and ignorant point of views. In the beginning, you can see how Tony acts towards African Americans, and even his family, they say Italian slur words towards them, to their face or behind their back. So when they find out that Tony is working and their own boss is African American, they find it kind of weird and start saying stuff. But towards the end of the movie, Tony starts sticking up for him and is even invited to their family Christmas dinner. And towards the end, you can kind of see their connection become deeper. Resources that I wish I could have helped, or I can help, during the 1960s are BEAM, Black Emotional and Mental Health Collective. It is an organization dedicated to Black communities for their healing and wellnesses. They offer skills and counseling. They offer emotional support. And this organization did help a lot of people back in the 1960s because they were neglected, and obviously a lot of them are going through their mental health struggles, and without any support from their own community or the white community, they didn't have anywhere to rely. So with communities like these that I wish I could have helped back then, a lot of them could have felt safer in their own communities and could have struggled less. Now moving on to my own development. This is me and my siblings, and this is a college setting, and this is a high school setting. Part of my developments, I say, include my friends, my parents, and my school environments. My parents and friends help with my development with the way I was raised, with the way I interact with them, and how every friend kind of is a part of my different parts in life. And I decided to add schools because high school and college were very, very different for me. High school, everyone was connected. My town is kind of small, so everyone knew each other. And college was different because everyone is isolated and you're meeting new people for the first time. So it's kind of hard to connect. And I've learned a lot from these two experiences and have seen that the world is bigger than we think or that we've ever seen. And personal resources that help me and can still help me are teen services, which is also connected to Boys and Girls Club. This is a picture of mine that's in my town. Oh. That one's in my town. And they help with teens. They help teens with their schoolwork, with finding jobs, interviews, and even volunteer opportunities that can look good on a resume or college applications. And in 8th grade, I joined a girls group organized by the teen services, and I was transferring from middle school to high school, so it helped me meet a lot of new people and helped me find a job and even helped me make connections and with my schoolwork. My physical and cognitive development is a big part of my childhood because those are my favorite and most honorable moments as a child were my yearly family camping trips we took as kids. Here is over 20 of us on a fallen down tree branch when we were younger. Here's another one. And during this time, it was very different from nowadays because there was no technology. We could just go outside and play. There was no social media we have to worry about, no notifications on our phone, and we would just go outside and have fun. My now development as I'm getting older would be my physical development. As I age, I think more about my body, and I tend to go to the gym more, go on walks, or even bike rides. My cognitive development is college, because as right now is my top priority, and it helps with my cognitive development. I have learned a lot of new stuff from school, and my social emotional development has been from friendships and life decisions that have helped me grow to who I am today, and my job, of course. Recall for my future career and family, or for my family, I would need to remember to treat babies and elders with respect, love, and care. I will also need to remember the process of giving birth and the aftermath and the difference on how cultures do it too, because I remember in the beginning of the semester we learned about that and I found it very interesting. And for my future career, if I work with babies, I will need to remember that. I will also need to remember how important it is to steer newborns and toddlers away from technology. For my future, this is a quote I got from the textbook we read, Lifespan Development. A child's pro-social behavior influences both the child's and the adult sensitivity. It is said that children who are kind and compassionate bring out the warmth of parenting in their mothers. I hope to create a fun memory for my future children. I will raise them with love and respect because that is how they can grow to the best version of themselves. I hope to stay close to my family and have a bi-weekly dinner and spend holidays together as much as possible. As I age, I hope to stay active, and I hope to stay involved in my community wherever I live, and I hope to stay as independently as possible, and I hope to stay as technology free as possible as I age. And that is it for my presentation. Thank you for watching.